This is a squash that came from a local organic farm. I don't know what kind of squash it is or why it's so magical looking, but I'm gonna eat it. And then I have one portobello mushroom, pretty nice sized mushroom. So I'm gonna have that and add a little bit of spice, and that's gonna be a tasty little dinner with Quinoa, my new boyfriend. This squash has a lot of seeds in it. Do you see that? I should have asked them how to cook it. I have no idea what to do with this. It's way seedier than I thought it would be. BRB, consulting Twitter. So my mother-in-law, who is at NertMom on Twitter, tells me that the squash can be cooked like a butternut squash. But a butternut squash takes like, I don't know, I think it takes like an hour to bake at 350 in the oven. And this is like not even half the size of a butternut squash. So that doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I mean, she says 40 minutes at 350. I don't think that'll work for this, because also she said, you know, with a butternut squash, you take it and you slice it down the middle and you scoop out the stuff and bake it. But if I scoop out the middle of this, there's going to be almost nothing left. That's a complete waste of a vegetable. So I have no idea. What do you do? Holding off on the squash. Slicing portobello. If all else fails, I'm having squash and, quinoa and portobello for dinner. We also have some old stale pizza in the fridge. And some leftovers that are probably in about the same condition as that onion. Okay, I've decided to try what NertMom suggested. With this, I'm going to cut it down the center. But instead of baking it, because I still think it's too small to bake, I'm just going to cut it down the center and scoop it out and then cook it with everything else in the pan. And you know, if it turns out terrible, it won't turn out terrible. Will it? The key here is for me to avoid stabbing myself with the spoon. So while that's cooking, I got more feedback from people on Twitter, including a friend from grad school saying to cook it just like a zucchini. Peel it with a potato peeler, cut it in slices, and saute it. And so I probably could have done that after all, but I chickened out. So, but the good news is that means I can probably pretty much just let it go and yeah. If only the internet moved at the speed of me. So let's squish the last little part of the garlic. Yeah, take that, Martha Stewart. I don't even know how to use a garlic press. I'm like trying to put this shit in backwards. So like I said, the squash didn't come out that pretty because I really didn't know how to handle it. But we will see how it tastes. It's probably still really hot right now, and I'm not going to do the dumb thing I did last time and eat it while it's still wicked hot. So, waiting. This is me waiting, trying to be patient. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's hot. Don't touch it. Can you see how this squash is like just coming apart? That's going to be awesome.